there and everything.
Okay, welcome back to the last quarter of the ANZAC Day Grand Final rematch at 2:15, and joined by Luke Keesing from Glenelg, originally from WA. How are you, Luke?
Good, mate. How are you? Good.
And you've been a little trip over the US, mate. How'd you go?
Yeah, I did good. Just went to a lot of college games and saw how they do it over there, and tried out for the MLL. That was a good experience. Yeah, it's a good scene over there, that's for sure.
See Burnside in transition here, and could have been a great start if Patenko had hit the cage. Now, your coach Craig Shigger's been a bit coy about the Americans you're getting here. Now, my mail is that the two American defenders that you guys potentially have penciled in are very, very good players.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. One Division III All-American from Gettysburg. I think he's 100% locked in. The other guy, we're not so sure on yet. He's a lefty attackman from University of Villanova. We've had some guys from there in the past, and they've always sort of given us a few good links in the import respect. But yeah, we'll see how that comes along. At the end of the day, you know, we'll just put the best team on the park and see how we go.
Well, that was a super dump there, a little shake and bake by Stevie Lambert, right to left, drove down the side, and he found Marshall on the crease, and he finished the ball well. And young Lambert certainly has probably taken his game to another level, judging by today's game. Obviously originally from Brighton, went to Burnside for more opportunity, and he's got a good stick. He's always had a good stick, and looks as if he's having a bit of an influence for him.
Yeah, he does. That was a good move. Taking that left hand given to him. I think he's a natural right-handed player, but if you get given that alley, you know, he can dodge hard. And I think one of those times he'd rolled back on his right hand and found a player. I think that time he might have found him on the left again, did he? I'm not sure. But yeah, it was definitely a good finish by Marshall, and it actually keeps Burnside in the game, only down 3 goals, would you believe? So.
And young Josh Harris there, he's improved out of sight. He's in the state team, I'd assume, with yourself, and he's got a very good stick. It looks as if he's got his body right, and he's a very accomplished player.
Yeah, he does. He looks good. He looks good on the clear for Burnside. Actually, he's got a couple of quite nimble, agile defenders who can clear that ball nicely, and definitely picks up those loose ground balls well. Yeah, we'll see how well that they can push this transition in the last quarter and maybe give Burnside a bit of an edge in that respect. Tinkin going on the bottom corner. He gets sort of interfered with there. That's all right though. They let that one go. Campbell with a loose ball hold, go back Burnside's way.
So as far as Americans go, he's probably one of the most more impressive Americans we've had in South Australia for a while. Patenko, he's got a great stick.
Yeah, he's excellent. He really pushes hard. As you see him go really hard to the goal then, puts that one away, diving through the crease. He dives really hard, goes hard towards the goal. Very difficult player to stop.
Yeah, no, that was a great shot. Chippy just slightly come off his pipe, and Patenko hit the top left corner, 10-8. And I was just speaking to Tony before. I wonder whether Brighton, having several youngsters in the team, whether they've shortened the bench and some of their senior guys are maybe running out a bit of gas, might be a factor.
Yeah, it could be, Brownie. I think they have 4 players, Brighton, on the bench currently. I think they're all on the bench at the moment, but they all played in the under-15s championships last year, so obviously they've got a bit of depth, and the coaching staff think they're ready to play at this level. But yeah, we will see whether they do have much more of an impact in this game as Ross Hamilton takes the ball away from the midfield. He looks like he'll let it go, and it goes in.
Yeah, as you know, one of your teammates in 214, and we can recall the influence that Roscoe had at Vale. I mean, he was awesome in Vale, and fortunately copped an injury during the Worlds, but he's an awesome specimen, isn't he? And he keeps himself in good shape, and not the traditional lacrosse guy. He doesn't party as much as the normal lacrosse guy, and so he's got everything going his way, hasn't he?
No, he's doing really well. That's it's always been one of the biggest attributes of his game, is to pick that ball up in the midfield and go hard towards the goal. I can remember many times him picking up the ball in the midfield and going hard as Woodford takes it again to the rack. Lee Perrin with a round the back pass there might have been a little bit too much for young Rosenthal to handle. And that one will go back to Burnside with Muxlow on the end line there. Jack Woodford probably 95% in the face-off so far today. Really really dominating, really dominating that face-off position and giving Brighton, the first use of the ball every time.
Yeah, certainly after they lost Gilbo, Jack's really stepped up, hasn't he? I mean, Gilbo was probably a 2-14 lock-in really until his injury, but Jack's very much stepped up, and as has Fuss with the departure of Will Pickett to England.
Yeah, I agree. The domination of Woodford certainly over the last couple of years, since Shane Gilbert had his injury, he's really dominated for the Brighton team, and that's what's been one of the reasons why they've been so successful. As Marshall takes the ball down to the attack, passes off to James Goodridge and back again. They'll look to slow it down here, probably with a good 15 minutes to go in this game, I would have thought. Down by 3. Certainly not out of control yet. 3-goal deficit. They'll be looking to score here, that's for sure.
Yeah, Marshall would probably like this matchup on eBay. Goes to his non-preferred left side.
And that will roll back.
He does that. He does that a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah. Chose not to let that one go.
He certainly has a shot on him.
James Goodridge going with the inside roll there. Pulls it out wisely. Pursued by Toby Raymond.
I think this is a good matchup. Kieran, although Byron Pridham, to his credit, has dropped a lot of weight.
He has.
It's good, better ball movement by Burnside. Dougie Shinnick, probably a little bit underrated, I believe, from a defensive perspective. And Hollow can let the ball rip. There'll be no doubt about his ability to hit to pull the trigger from the outside.
Yeah, that's right. He definitely had a few stings in the grand final last year. Wasn't quite enough for Burnside on that day, but maybe today, if he can get going here, a few more goals and they're right in this game, Burnside. Lambert taking it to his left again, pulls out, hits Hando at X. Patinkin with the ball now, natural left-hander, but goes to his right, rolls back to his left and his right again. Looks to feed. Finds Lambert up the top again. Up to OJ at the top. He's pursued by Ross Hamilton. The dropped ball there.
Yeah,
turnover.
Good pressure by Byron Pridham. Yeah, probably perceived pressure in the end. And Kieran Sandow, uncharacteristic, is a very, very good athlete playing the game. Kieran, and been one of the reasons why Burnside's been a lot more competitive in the last few years. Chippy, former North Adelaide MCC player. Bit flaky on that clear, picked up by Benji.
Open goal
transition.
Will he shoot it?
Didn't pull the trigger.
To shoot it. That's
the great look.
Sandow is in the middle. He's snailed.
Patinka, it was like a no-looker there from Patinka, and that was a fantastic look. And probably Chippy's not his best suit is clearing the ball, and he's obviously disappointed. Chippy, he's a great stopper, being a left-hander. He's had a lot of success at MCC. Apparently MCC weren't overly competitive, but he took a lot of shots over there in Victoria and acquitted himself very, very well. Got a lot of respect from the Victorian people over there, the way that he was able to play for MCC. He found his way at Brighton, but as North Adelaide don't have a league team at the moment. Crucial face-off here.
Yeah, he's been really good. He's been really good in the last year and a half now, or year and a bit now for Brighton. Current state team representative for South Australia as well. As Perham takes it to the goal and scores on the dunk. But yeah, he's probably just got a little far out of the goal then. Maybe staying a little bit more at home then from Chippy might have been a better option, but nevertheless, Brighton answer back straight away. Perham.
Yeah, Perham's done everything, hasn't he? All world and grand finals, premierships here at Brighton, and national championship wins for SA, and certainly, even though he's had that knee injury, he still is a very, very dangerous player, and in a blink of an eye, he's put that move on and scored to restore Burnside's 3-goal lead. Woodford.
Yeah, and that's certainly one of Brighton's best attributes. You know, even though you can come back at them, they can score 2, 3, 4 quick goals within the space of, minutes, seconds even, and it's always difficult to come back from once you think you've got a couple of goals on them, and then all of a sudden you're back down by 4 goals again, or 3 goals in this case. But yeah, now they've got the ball with Fuss behind. He's in pursuit by Josh Harris. He'll move to put the ball at top to young Rosenthal. I think this one's Nathaniel Rowe, number 11. He's one of the young boys from for the Brighton State League team. I believe he's 15 or 16 years old, but I think he's done quite well in this game, taking the opportunities.
Well, how valuable is it giving these guys this sort of exposure, and it all goes well for Brighton, really, blooding these sort of youngsters at this level.
Yeah, that's right. You can only give those young lads as much opportunity as you can give them, and in this case they've chosen to give them the experience, and they'll be better for that in the long run, certainly.
Fussy pulled the trigger from the outside. Now Fussy, he's got incredible wrist and lower and forearm strength. Let that rip, hit the top bar. I don't think Williams knew too much about that, and Fussy certainly current Memorial medalist from last year's season, and as I said before, in the absence of Will Pickett, probably taken over the mantle as Brighton's most important midfield player.
Yeah, he is. He's done everything. He won all the awards last year. Played for Australia in 2014. Played for the state team. 2 national championships, I think. And now he's just Brighton's do-it-all guy. He plays offense. He plays defense. He runs midfields. He clears the ball, dodges, feeds, shoots hard as well. Very dangerous as Perham takes the ball to the goal again. He's in pursuit by Dawson. Perham goes into the crease, and Burnside will look to clear this ball.
Probably need to score the next one, Lukey. Burnside have any chance of it. We know that the game of lacrosse you can score very quickly, but the trend so far is that Burnside's been unable to score multiple goals very quickly, so that you think they need to score in this set to give themselves the opportunity. What they've got is the advantage of the sun being in Chippy's eyes. Perhaps run a flip at the top for Paul Marshall to sweep on his right. This has been a constant tactic of Brighton all day, is to let Williams bring the ball. Look at that.
Benji Maxwell goes towards the goal, looks to pull out in pursuit by Hamilton. He does. He finds Patinkin. Patinkin looks to settle the ball behind the goal. They'll look to get their offensive set, and there's a flag down on the field now, so they'll look to go to the goal. Brighton looks offsides, and Patinkin goes hard to his right hand. Sando in pursuit, sets the pick. He looks to the far side of the field for Lambert, who shoots and scores, hits the top corner and goes in on the bottom. I think it might have rolled in off the back of Chippy's leg there, but a goal's a goal, crosses the line, and Burnside back within 2. I think that flag will have been for offside, so that'll get wiped, and we'll be back to the middle.
Yeah, Stevie Lambert, as we mentioned before, he's been quite impressive, and is a little bit more than a bit player now, isn't he? He's seems as if he's got his confidence up.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a reasonable impact on this game. You know, your midfielders are looking for a few points out of them each game, especially to create. And he's definitely created a couple of times and has found the net as well now. So he'll look to be that dodging threat. I would have thought for the next 10 minutes or so, be about as long as this game has left.
So soon as Woodford saw the Burnside guy go to the defensive side, he went out the back to Fussy.
Yep. Yeah, look, and that, in my opinion, that's poor midfield play there by Burnside. They've got a clear plan to try and flick the ball to Matt Fuss out the back, and the winger, I'm not sure who was on the wing for Burnside then, but they've just left in as Tom Freeman gets to his left hand, finds the crease. Fuss puts it wide, Perrin will back it up. I just feel like if Burnside are going to get back into this game, they're going to need to win the ball out of the midfield a couple of times, and it's looking like that's not going to happen at the moment with Brighton's domination through the midfield. They might need to make a change for something at some point. What's your opinion?
Well, they need to stop here. I mean, I think that if Brighton score here, it's probably going to be ball game. Jack Woodford's working his man. Probably not the most agile Brighton player, but Perham
finds Tom Freeman, but he can't handle that. OJ drops his stick as Muxlow picks the loose ball up and he'll look to go back to the goalkeeper, and he does. They'll set up the clear. So he's got a couple of players upfield actually, and he's put it over the top. But James Mullins, a young Burnside midfielder, he should run onto that. Alex Patinkin does snatch that one out of the air, and he'll look to calm down. I would have thought. He's put it across crease, but that's too much for Goodridge to handle, and Burnside turned the ball over.
How frustrating it must be if you're a Burnside supporter, or you're young Nick Muxlow making a debut as the state league coach. I mean, you've turned the ball over, you've done well, and you've probably taken a low percentage option.
Yeah, that's right. Probably just a little bit impatient there from Patinkin, but look, they'll aim to ride hard, and they'll try to get the ball back here as Goodridge is in pursuit of Doug Shinnick, and he's getting hassled on the sideline there, but he looks to run the ball up and may go back to his goalkeeper, and he does now. They can look to sort of work a bit of time off the clock here. In our rules, we don't have to get the ball. As Patinkin picks that pass off from Shinnick, but he recovers the ball again, gets the ball downfield to Pridham, who should look to get the ball down again and settle. He finds young Polden in the middle there, and Brighton execute the clear.
As Mr. Tony Hill would say, windows of opportunity, Luke.
That's right.
They had a couple of little windows of opportunity there, and they failed to capitalise.
Yeah, you sort of feel as though has been a bit of a swing towards Burnside in the last couple of minutes, but if they can't possess the ball and look to get good options, like I said before, Brighton can score very fast, especially with the likes of Freeman and Perham there, as Brett Williams makes the save. He'll look to set up this slow clear now. They really do need a goal here, Burnside, just to put that little bit of pressure on. There's probably still about, I'd say maybe 7 minutes to go. Maybe not quite that long, but they really do need a goal here. If they look, as Patinkin breaks through the midfield, they'll find him. He drops it though. That's unfortunate, because they had an opening there, and now Brighton have got the ball back again.
Uncharacteristic, wasn't it, really? I mean, Brett Williams did all the right things. He slowed the ball down, he took the right option, and just a simplistic stick error.
Yeah, he did, and that's one of the things in our game, as you see another one there from, it's going to be an offside call here. Offside's call there on the far side by referee Michael Gowdy. Says Burnside are offsides, and Brighton will get the ball back. It's always a difficult one, that one, where the ball's rolling towards the midfield and the attackman appears to fall over. It sort of looks like maybe it could have been pushed. That one could have gone either way, in my opinion.
Tommy Freeman, invariably will go left, back to Fuss. And I had a little bit of fatigue from both sides here, Lukey.
Yeah.
A lot of simplistic skill errors at the moment. And Burnside, if they can score quickly here, and I guess they might be looking at forcing it into overtime if possible.
That'd be a likely option if they can get the 2 goals. I'm not sure there's enough time in the game for there to be many more goals scored. But there's probably been about four turnovers in as many minutes here, as Burnside do pick the ball up. As Burnside call a timeout.
Well, interesting timeout there. I'm not too sure. It just reminded me of the Japanese timeout in the 2014 Worlds, Lukey, whereby the defender for Japan looked as if he did end up scoring, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And unfortunately, the Japanese coach called a premature timeout and probably got us back in the game. Those things happen. You can't.
That's right. And look, they probably, in that situation over there, they probably had called it early before it looked like the defender had gone in to score that goal. But in that situation there, I'm sure as soon as he stepped over the halfway line and they've recovered the ball, the Burnside coach, Nick Muxlow, is probably looking to set something up for these last few minutes. It can't be that long to go, and they certainly need to get a good offensive set here and put another goal on the board, and then subsequently another goal. So they're going to have to talk about how they're going to do that.
And the upcoming season, how do you view other teams? East Torrens have three overseas players already, so you'd expect that on the back of that they'll be big improvers. Woodville seem to be on the improve, so it could be a very interesting season here in SA.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like that a couple of the teams that have somewhat struggled in previous years have all sort of got a few good juniors coming through. Some of their older players who weren't playing previously have come back. Americans make a big difference to the teams, and I think this year is probably going to be one of the closest years contested. Brighton sort of have lost a couple of their big name players in recent time due to injury. It's unfortunate for them. Burnside have gained a couple of excellent new players. Woodville have got an American and a couple of old guys still kicking around and doing really well. Word on the street is Sturd are getting a couple of excellent Americans, so they could be doing well. So it could be very close as Patinkin shoots that one into Chippy's stick. Brighton set up this clear, and Evan Locke takes it down the field, and he looked to pursue some sort of transition, but will pull out now as he's in pursuit by Lambert. As Muxlow looks to intercept that pass. Tom Holden with the ball now, puts up to Matt Fuss. And Jack Woodford on the crease, he's found the back of the goal, and a little bit of lapse in concentration there by the Burnside defence gives Brighton now 3-goal cushion.
You'd think that'd be ball game, not too sure how long's left, but I can't see Burnside going on the trends of the game so far, scoring 3 goals in a short period of time. Jack Woodford always is very good off the ball. You know, he's a good cutter. As we know, athletically, it's not his strongest suit. And I've always said to him when I used to coach him that working off the ball, he's very, very dangerous off the ball, cuts well. And he proved it there. He received the ball and put it high to low, high percentage shot.
Yeah, I agree. Excellent face-off man, but also does know the game as he gets beaten actually out in front this time. Harris shoots the ball, it's probably not a great option to take. But yeah, just getting back to Woodford, yeah, he's had the luxury in the past of many other excellent offensive players to carry the ball, and he's been able to find those seams, and he's done it on numerous occasions. As Burnside get the ball back in the midfield now, Patinkin will look to go towards the goal again to his right hand. As Goodridge gets the ball, he should look to move the ball back up high now as they settle things down. Paul Marshall now with Paul Marshall with the ball now. He's got a good match up here and can look to go to his left hand. He'll shoot. Barker with another save. That's 3 saves in as many minutes now as he clears the ball upfield to Matt Fuss, and he'll take it downfield with numbers. Matt Fuss still with the ball now, looking to probably eat up a little bit of time off this clock, as it appears as though referee McConaughey is on the field now. Clock's on. Tom Freeman now with the ball. He's in pursuit. He drops it, but he picks it back up again. And that's the end of the ball game.
Yes, so it ended up probably being a little bit closer than I thought. I thought that Burnside might have trouble reducing the Brighton offence, but I thought 13 goals, not too bad an effort. And at the end of the day, I think Burnside have probably proved that even though they've lost a couple of Americans from last year, they're going to be quite competitive this year.
Yeah, definitely. And 13-10, quite a normal scoreline in our game of lacrosse. I tend to think that if you can score 13 goals, you should be able to win a game of lacrosse, considering the defence and the amount of time in the game. 13 is roughly the magic number, in my opinion. So Brighton getting there first, and certainly running out winners on the day.
Well, thanks for your time, Lukey. You're substituting for Tony Watts, who disappeared. Well, he's probably had a big night in Perth overnight. He's probably a little bit sleep deprived and lost his voice. So good luck for the rest of the season. Look forward to seeing you and the Glenelg boys out there battling it out.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me in the last quarter. It was a good game, and all the best.